Hello, weary travelers, and welcome back to the Temple of Kung Fu. As always, I am your host, the Shaolin Kid, and tonight's tale is Fighting Ace. Fighting Ace, released in 1979. It is obviously a revenge film. It's a revenge film like every other Kung Fu movie, and it's... he wants to get revenge on this guy who was like a raper, murderer guy, and he killed his parents. I think he raped his mom. It's not good. And yeah, he killed his mom, did all that. And then we don't see that guy till 20 minutes before the movie's over, like 25 minutes before the movie's over. So, obviously, revenge story, and we don't see this villain guy. He's the villain of the movie, but we don't see him till the movie's almost over. And before that, it's just a lot of, like, random things, honestly. Because, like, then there's a whole plot of how he has two masters, the main character, that is. He has, or Fighting Ace. He has two masters, and it's unique and all. Like, I haven't really seen, and he, like, tries to hide it from them. And the two masters thing is unique, but I don't know why he has two masters. I don't know why he needs them. I don't know why he needs two masters in the first place. I mean, he seems pretty good already. Usually, there's a scene where the hero gets his ass kicked. In this movie, he doesn't. He wins, like, every fight. He never really gets his ass kicked in this movie. And I always liked the scenes where the hero got his ass kicked. This is because then it makes you hate the villain more. Right? Like, he's all gloating. He's like, ha, 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 you suck. You're the worst fighter I've ever seen. I want to fucking kill you. It makes you hate the master. Not the master. It makes you hate the villain. Kung Fu movies are great at getting you to hate the villain. But I mean, it didn't give me enough time for a reason to hate the villain. I mean, I didn't like him, but, like, I feel like he should have been in the movie more so that we could have learned to hate him more. I think more screen time to the villain of the movie, seeing him do terrible things, and seeing him, like, kill people, like, fuck up the hero's life, like, more than he already did. I think that's good at getting you to despise the bad guy and wanting to see the hero succeed. But I feel like this movie didn't really do that. And it just kind of made the hero feel a little overpowered, because he, like, won every fight. He never lost. He never really had much adversity. He was, like, the best. I mean, obviously, the hero becomes the best at the end. That's because of their training. And they learn it from the master and all that. And I don't know, the movie just felt kind of, I don't know. I mean, it was good, but I didn't end up, like, loving it like I do with most Kung Fu films. I ended up just kind of feeling indifferent about this one. But, yeah, I don't have much to say about this movie. I mean, so basically, this movie starts off with the evil murderer villain guy raping and murdering the main character's mom when he was a baby. And, like, the housekeeper, after the evil guy kills his dad and his mother, the main character's mother and dad, the housekeeper raises the main character, adopts him. And because he's, like, hiding in the house and he watches it all happen. And then from that point on, the main character, he goes into this, like, Kung Fu school. And they teach him Kung Fu. Then he gets kicked out. And then after he gets kicked out, he finds a new master. But then he's like, you know what? I don't need only one master. I need a second one. So he gets a second master, and he's hiding it from them. And eventually, he's like, kind of. So after he does that, he's got the two masters, and two masters. He's got two. And after, and the way he gets to, so he trains with the first master, and then actually at the, I forgot to mention this, the Kung Fu school, they're like in the Kung Fu movies, there's always this weird smiley guy that always has the same dubber. He's in the movie, but he's a lot more important. He's like the main character's friend. So basically, his friend runs away because he gets kicked out of the Kung Fu school, and his friend runs away with him, with his adopted father, with the main character's adopted father, and they start like doing stuff, getting money on the streets by selling candy, and then he gets two masters, and the way that he gets the second master after training with the first one is because his weird smiley friend, he pretends to get hurt every time, so they have to go to the hospital or whatever, and then they go to the second master, and they do this like twice in the movie, and then what they do is they find out because there was this girl at the Kung Fu school who knew them, and she tells the first master that the main character is cheating on him with another master, and then they meet and they fight, and then we never see those two guys again after the main character leaves. And then he gets a third master who's actually the evil guy who killed and raped his mother and killed his parents. And then stuff happens. He beats up a guy named Chin, who's friends with the girl who ratted them out's father, who was also at the Kung Fu school. And then after that, they go, and he fights the evil villain guy for like 10 minutes, and then the movie ends. Actually, before the movie ends, the evil guy gets killed, but the weird smiley friend dies. And then freeze frame ending. I feel like that was a little too complicated, but that's pretty much it. This movie was alright. I mean, I say this a lot with these kind of movies, but it's more your average fare. I like the more crazy, like, fantastical. I do like a classic Kung Fu movie, but I feel like usually I'd like it if it was a little more original in its approach. I feel like this one could have used a little bit more originality. I feel like this one could have been a lot better with more crazy, like, crazy stuff, like weird, wacky stuff happening. I'm not saying it for to be a full-on wushu film. I'm just saying this film would have been better if more weird stuff happened. You know, like Thundering Mantis. I think Thundering Mantis was really weird, and I like Thundering Mantis. It was same distributor that put Thundering Mantis on DVD, made this one. They didn't make it, but they distributed it. Honestly, I didn't really have much expectations for this one. I just kind of picked one off the shelf. And I put it in, and I'm like, oh, maybe this movie could be good. I usually don't do any prior research, but I feel like this one, it could have been, I usually like, as I said, more weird ones, and this one just was kind of a little unoriginal, a little bland. I think it could have used a bit more weirdness, in my opinion. I think that's what makes a Kung Fu movie amazing, is the weird, wacky shit. I mean, probably my favorite kind of Kung Fu genre is probably the wushu kind. Like the weird fantasy ones. Those ones are the best ones, in my opinion. I mean, not all the... I feel like the classics aren't all wushu, but wushu are definitely some of the weirdest ones, and that's why I like them. So, would I recommend this film? I mean, if you're interested in Kung Fu films, I mean, you'd probably get some enjoyment out of it, but I feel like there's better Kung Fu films out there. Like, you'd watch, like I mentioned before, Thundering Mantis. You could watch One-Armed Swordsman, the plethora of One-Armed Swordsman movies. I feel like those, maybe 36 Chambers of Shaolin. or 36th Chamber of Shaolin. I think that's what it was called. I think there's more like unique ones that you could go out there and watch and get more enjoyment out of. I don't know, but if you think you'd be interested, go right ahead. But anyway, but yeah, I think I'm gonna get to the rating. But if you're a Kung Fu fan, you'd probably enjoy it, so I'd recommend it. But I rate this film probably like a 6 out of 10. I think that's fair, and yeah, I think I've said my piece. So I appreciate you guys stopping by the Temple of Kung Fu. Really appreciate it. You know, I've been the Shaolin Kid. You know, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you like it. Subscribe, notifications on, share with your friends. Comment down below on how much you liked it. And as always, I've been the Shaolin Kid. Buddha be praised. Freeze for mending.